This leftover lighthouse is pale and green. It sat behind my brown eyes for years now, so it seems. Let me into your arms, babe, and let me into your life. Kill my words with your wisdom. You were always so right. You were right. You were right.
Well, hello there, my chicky monkeys and G-babies, family, friends, and the rest of you out there in the verse. Welcome back for another episode of Little Known Facts from Stewart's Almanac. This one is going to be one of my favorite stories about Pop. Growing up, learning everything I could from this man. And one thing he always tried to get through to me was that no matter what the situation you're facing, always keep your wits about you. You know, don't lose control. Don't let the gravity of the situation overwhelm you. Stay in control of your own mind. And things might turn out better than you ever would expect it to. Now, this goes back to when I was a kid, growing up and riding around with Pop and stuff. And Pop was a salesman. He was an insurance salesman. The man could sell actually a freezer to an Eskimo, you know. And he was good at it. And he loved motivational speakers, okay? And this was the time of some great motivational speakers, none more so than Zig Ziglar. And Pop loved Zig Ziglar. He bought all the books and tapes and everything like that, so we listened to him everywhere we go. And he had some great stories. But there's one story Pop always played, and it stuck with me, and it was on this same theme of what I've just said. You know, always keep your wits about you, you know, in the situation. And this one's called The Boy and His Bullies, okay? So there was this young man that moved to a new town, new area, new school, and as would happen, he became the target of all the local bullies and everything. And this may come into play later on in another story or two myself, but this was Zig's story, okay? And so, as it would be, there's three bullies, one big one and two medium ones, right? Okay, and as you can imagine, they weren't the sharpest pencils in the crayon box, okay? But they followed the big guy, you know, and whatever he decided, and he decided he didn't like this little kid. So they proceeded to just pick on him constantly, and one day, walking home from school, they followed him, and he knew he was being followed, and he started picking up his pace and going a little faster, and they picked up their pace a little faster. Next thing you know, they were running, and he was running, trying to get away, and he knew inevitably they were gaining on him, and they were going to catch him, okay? So he thought about it, and he stopped, and he turned, and he said, "Stop! Stop right there." They all three stopped. I'm like, what? And he reached down in the sand with his foot, and he drew a line. And he stepped back, and they looked at all three of them. They looked at the biggest one. He says, "You, step across that line." And the big kid, being all brave and whatever, you know, stepped across that line. And that kid, without missing a beat, just looked him right in the eyes and said, "Now you are on my side. You take him, I'll take him. Let's go whenever you're ready." And he turned away from the big guy and right back to the other two bullies and was ready to fight. Well, that kind of threw the other two guys off. Threw the big guy off, but threw the other two guys off. And they started looking at the kid, and then they looked at the bully, and the bully's looking at him, and all of a sudden, their attentions changed. Each one of them were like, "Oh, what are you turning on me now?" And all of a sudden, the big guy felt that he was being a little outnumbered by the other two guys, and he didn't know what was going on. And these other two guys felt their friend was turning on them and stuff. And finally, the big guy said, "Okay, wait a minute, hold it. Just leave this guy alone." And they walked off. And that kid just took a deep breath, watched them walk away, and then turned to head for home with a wry little smile on his face. Because he had outwitted the bullies. Now, that's just a simple little story, but it's so true. If you keep your calm and your cool and you stay within your mind in any of your tough situations, you will come out on top more often than not. So Pop always drilled that into me. He goes, don't let the situation rule you, you know? Stay cool. Think it through. Your mind is your strongest muscle. Use it. Use it, use it, use it. You won't always win, but you'll come out better than you think you would. Anyway, I hope you find that interesting. And for all you guys out there, my chicky monkeys, my G-babies, my family, friends, I love you guys. I love all of you. And I hope your coming week is filled with much love, peace, and bacon grease, y'all. Bacon.
It's just a walk and joining with